Well, Nathan, Whitby Town have exited the FA Cup on penalties after an enthralling cup tie for the neutral, but I'm sure you'll have a lot of things you want to pick out of that one.
Yeah, listen, it's disappointing. It's a real low point for me, for us as a group. For 65 minutes, you've dominated the game. They looked all out with 2-0 up. We didn't get the third. Probably not good enough in front of goal because we've had a lot of opportunities. But when they scored their first goal, we just absolutely collapsed. And it's the thing that has reared its ugly head over the last 4 games, including this one. We're just massively struggling with the direct game. We're not dealing with it at the back, and it's something that we've been used to in the past, where those kind of games, we can see those games out no problem. But at this moment in time, we're very weak mentally and physically against experienced teams who play direct football, and that's been our undoing. Disappointing. But we win as a team, we lose as a team. It's a massive learning curve for some of them. But no, very disappointed.
Yeah, and in terms of how the match itself panned out in the first half, we saw a few early warning signs from Mossley, but then it felt that once Stephen Walker got that first, we did start to settle down in the match.
Yeah, we're comfortable. They threw everything at it the first 10 minutes. I think we were overloading midfield. We were playing well, playing very well. And they were all out. They were struggling to contain us. 2-0 up, obviously. It's a comfortable cushion. But everything we did, we stopped doing. And again, like I say, it just purely comes down to experience more than anything. And we should have seen that game out. I don't think that, we can't hide away from that. We've just really struggled with the direct game today.
Yeah, and again, it was obviously the defensive side of things. You've got things to pick out there, but in the defensive side, second half in particular, before Mossley get that first one back, there were a few chances there for Whitby to really try and kill that tie off.
Yeah, we've had lots of chances in the game, decent chances, half chances. Just not as clinical in front of goal as what you'd like. But at 2-0, the next goal is important, as we always say. It's a bit of a cliche. They got the next goal, which was very cheap from us. And then, like I said, the only way I can describe it is the wheels absolutely fell off across the back line and as a defensive unit as a whole. Mossley smelt blood. They kept it in the box. We just couldn't deal with it. We'd have been there all night and not dealt with it. We just didn't have the personnel out there to do it. So that's the disappointing thing. I think we've got the makings of a very good young team as far as football sense goes. We play some nice, attractive football, but that doesn't win you football matches. You've got to do the basics, and we're severely lacking, and we need to look at it.
Yeah, and you mentioned about the cheap element of the goals that Mossley did score. The first one, I've already touched on it, but the second one as well, last minute of injury time at the end of the normal 90 minutes, and you got there the left back who sort of the ball's dropped, being able to take a touch and get a strike away. That that's really disappointing to see that.
It's desire, it's mental strength, it's the game. You need to see the game out, and you've got to do everything in your power to do that. As I say, the personnel of last season, we'd have seen that game out no problem at all. It's just we've got young players and we've got players who are injured, experienced players, and you're just hoping that on the night they can deal with it and get through the game. For 60 minutes they did, and then they were asked questions, and as a collective we couldn't answer the questions. We failed, and that's why we've lost the game. So it's one of those things. Like I can't batter the lads for it. You can either do it or you can't. Are you going to improve? And unfortunately for us at this moment in time, we've got a team that are young and can only improve.
Yeah, and then obviously going into extra time, disappointed to have lost the 2-goal advantage, but at the same time a chance to just try and start afresh, and I did have a good chance, Colin Smith, within a minute of the restart, but after that, in terms of creativity, especially in that first half extra time, lacking.
Key moments in games. Connor will be the first to say he should have scored it. He's only got to put it in the corner. He's put it wide of the post. But the lads are tired, and so are Mossley as well. It's tough when you're out there. The lads are cramping up. It was about getting through it and bringing Nathan Thomas on. And you just hoping for that little bit of magic. We got that with the penalty, which fortunately we dispatched. But it's a lottery when it goes to penalties, isn't it? And unfortunately for us, we've come out the wrong end of it. But I've got to be honest. A game of football is over 95, 96 minutes. Although we were brilliant for 60, 65. we didn't deserve to go through because we didn't deal with the basics for 35 minutes, and yeah, that's what's cost us.
Yeah, and as well, it felt like Mossley's third goal probably even, possibly even the worst of the lot. Really, just again a straight ball that's taken a slice of the touches and somehow managed to go in.
A straight ball, that's again from the dugout. It's quite hard. I'd need to see it back, but a very straight ball, which for an experienced defensive player, he'll come and mop that up, no problem at all. It was a nice flat ball to go ahead, just didn't do it, and it's a cheap goal, isn't it? You're giving yourself a massive uphill task. We come back, we took it to penalties, but like I said, we failed on that as well.
Yeah, in terms of the rest of the season and moving forwards, obviously last year we had a fantastic run in the FA Cup. This season, dumped out at the first round stage. And in terms of what you're looking for the rest of the season, where do you feel you go from here?
Well, we got what we deserved tonight. That's the first thing. Mossley deserved to go through. We're at a crossroads. We're at a crossroads as a team and as a football club. I think we've got to look at it, and we need to improve the team. It's as simple as that. We struggle to contain injuries. We've got 2 key injuries with Frankie Whelan and Gary Liddell. It's proved over the last 4 games we've struggled. Unless we make some changes, we're going to see the trend continue, and I certainly don't want that. I'm sure the fans don't want that. I'm sure the club don't want that. But we're at crossroads. We need to sit down. We need to look at it, and we need to look at strengthening the team.
Yeah, and it's one of those as well in terms of those injuries. I'm sure playing 120 minutes tonight was going to be far from ideal from that point of view.
Yeah, tough. But listen, you've got to get over it. It's part of football. I say it a lot on here. Adversity. We've gone through that tonight. Players have gone through it all night. Losing a game like that's not nice. Especially after the run that we had last year, and obviously the money that the FA Cup brings. It's important for this football club, but we've been our own worst enemy tonight, and we just need to recover. We need to train on Thursday, and we need to plan for the game against Ilkeston on Saturday, and it's going to be very similar. It's going to be very similar, so we need to get ready, and hopefully, we can get some personnel back quick.
Yeah, looking at that game against Ilkeston, a side who have started the season relatively well, I'm sure. Again, you're going to be in for another tough afternoon there, it feels like. It's
a tough place to go. We've done very well last year, but we started the season very well last season. But they're a strong outfit, and they're a very good home team. We'll go there, we'll do our thing, we'll play football, we'll be brilliant. But we've got to be a lot stronger, physically and mentally. And again, it's a little bit of soul searching. Me as an individual, really, and as a team, we need to sit down, we need to chat about it, and we've just got to deal with it. So that'll start on Thursday.
Not much, Nathan.